Hi, you can already tell by the title what we're making today. But if you want to see how I made this bag, which is a Beetlejuice theme bag that's missing its patches, or you want to see how I made this bag or this miniature bag, stick around because we are about to get into it. What you'll need is as follows. You will need a 5mm hook or an H hook. You will also need a pair of scissors and some sort of darning needle to sew up. The yarn I'm using today is Loops and Threads. I will be using these two colors. Let's see, I'll be using these two colors in a size 4, so a weight 4 yarn. This will work as my scrap, and this will be the body of the bag. So let's get started. Is to make our bag handle, which will also double as the bottom of our bag. So we will be making a chain long enough for us to make a strap like this that again will couple as both the bottom and the handle of our bag. This entire bag works up in waffle stitch. I will show you how to do that, but this is the way it's going to look all the way around. It's going to have one set of waffles with the indentions on the outside so that it's easy for us to make our attachments for the sides of the bag. So let's get into it. So we are going to start by taking our yarn and making a chain of 153. 153 or 52, I'm so sorry. 152. So the first thing we need to do is make a slip knot. So if you've never ever made a slip knot, this is how we do it. You're going to take your yarn, you're going to fold it over, and you see my tail is on top. So whatever yarn is on top, you want to take the opposite yarn and pull it through the loop. So I'll be taking my working yarn and pulling it through this loop. So just putting it right through there and pulling down like that. And I have a slip knot. It's called a slip knot because it just slips out of existence, okay? So the same thing, I'll do it the other way. If I take it like this, but I personally prefer to bring my working yarn. However, so my working yarn is on top, I'll bring it under. I just prefer it that way, it works better. But it's fine if you want to do it the other way. Once we get our slip knot, okay, and you can go and slow that down if that's not clear enough for you. But once you get your slip knot, we're going to insert our hook into the knot and we're just going to pull down, not too tight. I want to leave a little bit of a gap, and we are going to chain up 152. So chaining is just taking the yarn and pulling it through the loop. So that's 1, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and so on and so forth. I will be right back when I have 152. 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. Okay, and then we're going to chain up 1. So technically this is 53. And we're going to go into the third chain from hook. So not here, not here, but here. And we're going to place a double crochet. And we're going to go all the way down, placing a double crochet into each chain. Now, just in case you don't know what a double crochet is or you've never double crocheted, let me go back and show you really quick. So you're just going to take some yarn on your hook, and the way it looks, this is loop 1. This is considered loop 2, right? So I take the yarn over my hook, that's loop 2. I'm going to go inside of this V. Make sure you can see that good. I went right in there. I'm going to grab some more yarn, pull it through. Now I have 1, 2, 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to take some yarn and come through 2. Take some yarn and come through 2 more. I'm going to do that one more time. So I grab some yarn. I'm going right in here, grabbing some yarn and coming back through. And then we're just going to grab some yarn, come through 2, grab some yarn and come through 2. And we are going to double crochet all the way down this chain. And yes, I know it is a long chain. The project actually works up fast. I want to say this is probably this part, and the sewing probably takes you the longest, but even the sewing is shorter than this. But luckily you don't have to work on this part for too long. So I will meet you at the end of this row. Okay, I'm on my last double crochet. So in order for us to build up onto this and turn this into waffle stitch, we're going to start by chaining up 2. So here's 1 and here's 2, and we're going to turn our work. And by turn our work, I literally mean to take your work and turn it over to the other side. Okay. So now we're working like this, going the opposite way. So now what we're going to do is do 3 front post double crochet. So these are regular double crochets, okay? The entire thing itself is called a post right here. So we want to make a double crochet that sits on the front of the post. So what we'll do is we're going to yarn over as if we were going to double crochet. We're going to insert our hook, not up here, but right here. So we're going to go in here and come out the other side. And then you're going to yarn over, bring it through, and then double crochet as normal. Okay? So again, we're going to yarn over. On the next one, we're going to insert our hook right here, come out on the other side, pull through, then double crochet as normal. We need to do one more. So yarn over, insert, come out from the other side, yarn over, pull through, double crochet as normal. If you flip this over, you can sort of see it beginning to like sink in almost and create that waffle look that we are going for. So we have to make the border for the other side, because here we have the chain 2 counted as a border. Then we have the inside of the waffle. Now we need to do the other border, which when we're working this way, it is just a regular double crochet. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing again. 3 front posts. So here's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. And then a regular double crochet. So that is our repeat for this row. Regular double crochet, 3 front post double crochet, regular double crochet, 3 front post double crochet, regular and all the way till the end, and I will see you when we have completed this row. Lose a little bit of footage, so I'm going to try to explain this as best as I can. You can see the green piece, it makes a square. So the next row after this needs to be a continuation of that square. So you're going to do the opposite of what you did for the last row, and these are the repeat rows. So on the last row, we did 1 double crochet, 3 front post. Now we need to do 3 double crochet, 1 front post. Each one of the regular double crochets will land on the front post double crochet from the previous row. And where you did a regular double crochet on the previous row, you're doing the front post. And it should all just fall into place. But again, I lost a little bit of audio and I lost a little bit of footage. So I'm trying to make sure I explain this to you as thoroughly as possible. But as you can see, I'm doing a front post double crochet, and I'm just showing you here like where the front post double crochet should land. So do 3 regular double crochet and a front post double crochet all the way down for this row, and the next row is a repeat of row 2. So if this is row 3, the one before that was row 2, which is 1 front post double crochet, 3 regular double crochet, and that is the waffle stitch, is those 2 repeat rows after the initial double crochet row. Okay, so now that we're at the end, we're gonna go right here and do our last 3 double crochets. So here's 1, here's 2, and try your best to make sure you don't miss this. So here's 3, and then at the very end here we still have this one. It is still going to be a front post double crochet. Okay, and we're going to chain up 2. We're going to turn our work, and again, in order to complete this waffle and give ourselves the border similar to this, we are going to repeat row 2. So that is our regular double crochet, and then we're going in with 3 front post double crochet. And then a regular double crochet here, which will keep our post on the other side. 3 front post double crochet. And then a regular double crochet. And if you flip your work over, we are starting to have waffles. Beautiful. And then on this side, we have a nice thick weaving. By now, you can feel how cushiony and squishy this is. So we're going to go all the way down. 3 front posts, double crochet. 2, here's 3, and then a regular double crochet. And we're going to do that all the way down till we reach the end, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm here at the end of my row, and so this is what mine looks like. And let me show you really quick. So I've done my 3 front posts, and here's the last. I'm going to go in right here. Honestly, I've seen other people go a little further, but we're going to go in right here in that loop with our regular double crochet. We're going to chain up 1, and I'm going to pull quite a bit of yarn from my skein so that I can use that as my sewing for later. This will be my thread, right? So we're gonna basically finish our work and pulling all the way through so you can sort of see how much I kept. This is gonna do the bulk of my where'd it go? Don't do that. This is gonna be the bulk of my thread that I use to sew everything together. Just gonna pull nice and tight, and boom. Okay, so this is our border. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna count our waffle spaces. This is what I have reserved for our handle. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on both sides, which leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let me make sure I did that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yes, 10. So that leaves us with 21 down here. And so what we're going to do is to determine the sides, you're going to divide 21 by 3, right, which is 7. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. And then when we count here, we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. That is how we determine, because now we have the bottom and we have the sides. So I'm going to tell you what you need to count to from here to make it easier on you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we're going from the 15th waffle to this waffle here. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off by, we're going to go in right here into the top of the post. Or you can even go behind the post, whatever. We can go behind the post. That's fine. To make it simpler, we're just going to go ahead and go behind said post. So with us going behind the post, what we're going to do, we're going to take our yarn and we want to pull it through. You're going to yarn over, go back in there, come back through and double crochet, do the front post double crochet like normal. We only did the first initial thing to connect it. Let me show you another way to connect it, because I know that can be hard as well. Also, I don't like how stretched out that yarn looks. Give me a second, let me cut that. For some reason, it looks very distressed. Anyways, you can make your slip knot if you like, and go ahead and put that on your hook. Hold this yarn behind the ear work, like behind the this front post from the previous row. And what you're going to do, you're going to yarn over and go inside, making sure to go around that yarn as well, the tail. And you're just going to front post like you normally would. Okay, just constantly pulling that tail down so that you can continue. And now we're going to double crochet 3, just continuing our waffle. Gonna double crochet 3, still holding that tail down behind my work as I go so that I can crochet over it and I don't have to weave that in later. Now we're going to do a front post double crochet again, and this is 1 waffle. We're gonna have to do 7, and so with that being said, I am going to do them all with you. I'm not going to cut here. Still holding this tail down behind my work as I crochet. So we are going to go 1, still holding the tail down, going 2, making sure it stays on that side as I crochet over it. I can pull a little bit. I think it will disappear by now. Okay. Double crochet like so, front post double crochet like so. That makes 2 waffles, and so we're going in for our third, and we're going to do this until we get 7 across. 7 across where we've connected the purple. Okay, I'm going to slow down just a little bit just to make sure you are understanding what we're doing. So that way, if you're watching this all the way through and you're like, hey, I'm not quite sure, you can slow this down. I'm also going to do the next waffle where I'm not choking up against my hook so much, and I won't touch the stitches, just so you can see without me being in the way, okay? Also, let me add a little extra light for this part. Okay, I just wanted to zoom in a little bit to show you this. Again, I'm going to do it long-handed, so I'll be way back here while doing it, just so you can see what I'm doing in the stitch. So we're here, yarning over, going in and coming out, yarning over, pulling through 2, yarning over, pulling through 2 more, and you're just doing that for 3. Oop. You got one more like that. I'm not going to touch it this time. Sorry, force of habit. And then here is that front post. Okay, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me zoom back out a little bit. We got 2 more. And there is 6. And here's 7. And make sure you are completing it all the way down to post. We want to go post to post. Okay. So now this time we are going to work up until we have 7 waffle squares. So this here, both the blue and the purple make up for waffle square number 1. So we're going to chain up 2. You're going to turn your work. Nothing has really changed. We're going to turn our work, okay? Thread included. Usually I tie this up, but I just don't feel like it. So we'll suffer with the thread. We're going to turn our work, thread included. And we are going to work this like normal. So the next row, because this is just a 2 repeat row, right? The next row is, this will be 3 back post double crochet right here. And then this will be a double crochet regular, then 3 back post double crochet. Oop. And now we're only working on the purple, so you shouldn't be sticking your hook into anything blue. Three back post double crochet, then a regular double crochet. Okay, and as you can see, that was our this is the first row of the repeat rows, or is it, yeah, second row of the repeat rows, because this is what creates the rest of the box for the waffle. So you're going to do that until you have 7 waffles in purple. So this one here that is half blue, half purple counts as 1. We are currently working on 2. So you need to have 7 coming up and out this way. I will be back when I have done my 7, and then we are going to do the other side. So for anybody that's like, I've already finished, I paused. Yes, we're just going over to the other side and connecting the yarn, and I will be back to show you how we're going to do that. And I try to be strong. I touch your breath on this time. So again, like we just did for the scrap in the bottom, we're going to chain up 1 when we get here to our finish, and we're also going to pull quite a bit of yarn out for this side so that we can sew up both sides here to the side of the bag. I think this is enough about right here. So there's quite a bit, but trust me, it saves time when it comes to us threading our yarn and whatnot. Or threading our needle. So now that we have that, we're going to turn this way because we need to work this side now. Be careful with all the threads and stuff. Don't let them tangle up too much. But now we're going to work this side in purple. So let's take a look here. The same way we did this, and we went and we did the front post double crochet. We're going to do the same thing. That's sort of why the rows were made like this, so that it can be a seamless continuation. Okay, so we're going to go right here again, just like we did before. We'll make our slip knot with a little bit of a tail for us to crochet over. We're going right in here with it. Gonna pull it through, and then, sorry, I'm making sure my tail goes back here. Okay, then we're going to yarn over, go inside, yarn over, come through, making sure we went over the tail as well. Tail whale, I'm country, sorry. Going through 2, yarn over, going through 2 again. Make sure to pull down on that tail. And now we're going to double crochet 3. Now this side, because this was our starting chain in our first row, it is a little bit iffy. Just try to look for the proper loops to go under, making sure you get this first row good. After this first row, you should be fine. So I'm going in right here. So here's 1 double crochet, going in here, 2 double crochets. Right here is my 3rd double crochet, and then we are at the front post, and it's a little flat. Let me zoom in so I can show you. It is a little, zoomed in too much. It's a little flat, right? But we can see where the post is. Making sure we go around that tail. Okay. Then we're going right back at it. 1 double crochet. Okay, 2 double crochets. Okay. Three double crochets right here. And then we're back at a front post double crochet. Like so. And we're again gonna go down to the 7th waffle here. We're gonna go all the way down to the 7th waffle here, and we're gonna go up for 7 waffles. So we're going out for 7 waffles, right? 7 by 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then over here, we want to do the same. Remember, this is also 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this will be our 1 right here on this side. This row of waffles right here is our border or the bottom border in the sides and also the scrap. Okay, so now that we've done this side, we're gonna grab some more yarn to end it with like we did on the other side, and we are going to get to sewing. So I'm gonna cut my yarn here. The way we're gonna sew is back loop only. Now you can if you want skip this part and just slip stitch, but honestly, for a super seamless look, like these seams right where we can't see the thread, that is what we want to do, is to sew it up back loop only. It doesn't take that long, honestly. I'm gonna personally have to go just a little bit slower so that I can show you, but it doesn't take that long. We're gonna start with one side at a time. So we're gonna be working on the back of our work here. Okay. I'm gonna be working on the back side, and we're gonna be sewing it up like so. So I'm gonna take my needle. We're gonna work from the top down as well. Usually I work from the bottom up, but we're gonna work from the top down just so we can make sure that they line up perfectly all the way around. We look here, and above our join we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 waffles. So not counting this one here, we're going to count up 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right here is where we're going to go in, and we're going to go in here into this one, which is technically the front post. This would have been the front post, so we're going in right here. And when we sew this through, we want to make sure that we're sewing into the back loop. So I'm going to go right here because this loop here won't show on the other side. Let me pull it through some. I just want to get it because I have a lot of thread here. I want to make sure I don't have anything tangled within it. Okay. So that's what we're doing. I'm just making sure that I've pulled it through with no issue. Oh yes, okay. Making sure I have everything untangled, because you don't want to go back later and then you're doing damage control because everything's tangled up, right? Okay, cool. So now that I have it untangled, again, working into this back loop, we're going to take this same yarn here and we're going to go into the top of this, it's the top, but it's the side of this stitch here. That's where we're going. And we're going to pull it through. Want to get very seamless. We don't want any trouble. So just being very diligent and very precise about the stitches is what we are going for, okay? Making sure that we get them in there. We pull tight, just like that. Now, we came out on the purple side, so we want to go back in on the purple side, back loop only. So right here, and we're going to come through the blue side on the back loop right here. So the black loop is what's on top for us because it's on the back side and you cannot see. Now every once in a while you'll catch me doing this where I know I haven't pulled my yarn completely through, but I can see that it's not tangled or anything. I'm going to go ahead and go through the back loop. I came out of blue, so I'm going in blue, and then I'm going to line it up and go in the back loop on the purple side. And now I will pull it all the way through. Just pull, pull, pull all the way. Not just stopping there. Just hold down your work and cinch it through. Again, making sure nothing's tangled. We're just pulling, pulling, pulling. Okay, sometimes I stick my finger in the loop. Get a good, nice, tight snug. And I'm going to show you. We're not quite down, but I'm going to show you. I gotta zoom in a little. So this is where it's been sewn up. And we can't see anything. It's just right next to each other. The further we go down, the less we can see this like foreign piece of thread. But even still, it doesn't look bad because the purple is right there. So that's what we're doing. Okay. So again, just making sure it's not twisted. Whenever we come out of one side, we're going back in that side before we go to the next. So just finding our way in these back loops here. It may look a little less, a little hard to find on the sides of the stitching, but as you look for them, you will see. As you look for them, you will see the loops, and you're going to go all the way down this side, all the way, and I will check back with you when we get to this part down here, like before you get to the very end. But again, just remembering, if you come out of that side, you want to go back in that side. So we came out of blue, so I'm going to go a little further down to the next set of loops, and I am going to go from blue to purple this time. And then the next one, because I came out of purple, right, will be from purple to blue. And that is how we are going to sew this shut. Making it very simple, super easy. And you can see that I'm not having any trouble. It's not doing any harm. And again, I'm going to show you the other side where we can see that seamless sew. You see that? Very seamless. Okay. I will be right back with you after this. Okay, so now that we've gotten down here in this corner, we just want to make sure we are lining it up perfectly and leaving absolutely no holes. And I'm going to show you how to make a seamless, very disappear join down here in this corner, in the corner of this bag. We want to make sure that it's not visible and it's also not bulky. We just want a nice, pretty, crisp corner. And remember, as you go down, to just pull a little bit to flatten it out. See how flat mine is? That's what you want. So coming down in here, again, just really being deliberate on the back loops. You see, really being very, very deliberate on going into the back loops only, because we want a nice seamless join here. But you can sew it up however you like. This is just me showing you how I do it and what I think works best. Okay, so here we are in the very last, like this little hole right here. And because it's blue, okay, mostly blue, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this loop here. Let me zoom in a little bit, make sure you can see that. I'm going to take this loop here, and I'm going to go right here into the back of this loop. And I'm going to pull it. That will join us seamlessly. It'll get rid of that hole that's there. See, it's already gone. But what I'm going to do to make sure it's super secure, I'm going to go through the loop that I have here with my needle, which will allow me to pull up, and we can just keep our finger in the loop like we've been doing, just to make sure it stays flat, and to make sure when it knots, it doesn't knot early. You want it to knot all the way at the bottom. So that's the point of our finger being there, okay? And we're just gonna tighten it up. Don't want to cinch it too much, gonna tighten it up. And then, as you can see, we still have this little piece here. So what I'm gonna do, gonna go back through one more time and through the loop just to get a nice knot there. and then I feel safe in cutting this after the fact. So we're just gonna pull, 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 and I will show you what to do with that right after we get this knot done. Okay, so now we're gonna cut this, but what I want you to do is to cut this about here and leave about this much tail for you to weave in. You can cut the tail a little shorter if you want, but that'll be so that we can weave it into, sorry, I'm trying to lift a little bit. That'll be so that we can weave it into the bag. And we're gonna go up the other side. So you can kind of see it coming through anyway. After we do this other side over here, you should be able to start to tell that it looks more like a bag. Right now it's just a panel, right? It's just a panel. We're gonna do the same thing that we did before by starting up here at the top, counting up to the 6th one. So I'm threading my needle here. Okay, threading my needle. So I'm going to show you how I do this on this side. I'm going to go right here into this loop. So as you can see, I'm just going right here into the top. Let me get a little light. We're going right here into this loop at the top. And before we even go to the other side, we are just going to get all the way to the end of our thread. And we are going to make a nice tight knot. Super tight as you can get it. I mean, super, super duper tight, okay? And if you trust yourself enough, you can cut it short. If not, you can leave it on there if you plan on going back over it. I don't plan on going over it. I trust my knot enough. Pulling it super tight, it's gone, okay? And so over here on the other side, where we're gonna weave into these back loops only, we're gonna flip over and we're gonna count up 6, not including the one that's connected to the purple down here. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're going right here again. So into this loop. And I know that I keep zooming in and unzooming, but I want you to get an aerial view of what I'm doing. And then I also want you to get the close-up view so that you can know exactly what I'm talking about. So once we picked this here, we're going to go right here into the back loop. And then you're just going to pull it and pull it and pull it and pull it until you've gotten it joined. And we've pulled it until it's joined, okay? And the same counts every time. If you come out of blue, you go back in blue to start. So we're going to find this back loop right here. And we're going to come over here and we're going to find the corresponding loop. Just making sure you're going through the back so that it's seamless. And I'll show you this side. So you see what I mean? How it looks like you can't tell that it was sewn that way. That's basically what we're going for. Nice and seamless, okay? Nice and seamless. So remember, we came out of purple, so we're going in blue, going right here again. You can slip stitch this and it'll look the exact same as long as you slip stitch it up the back loop only. But you can sew this however you want. I am going to leave you here with the sewing. I will be coming back and sewing up the other side. Obviously, you're just going to sew this right here together, right? And then sew this side together as well. And then weave in your ends and we'll sew this together. So I'm going to sew up the body of my bag. I'm going to sew up the purple parts to the blue, and then I will be back to sew this up with you. We'll talk a little bit and I will leave you to it. And y'all, listen, I know that I don't post that often, and I will be doing better for this year. So I'm just glad that you have stuck around. If you're new here and this is your first tutorial with me, beautiful, amazing. There will be more throughout the year. Don't worry. Yeah, but I'll get into all of that at the very end of this video. But let's get into the time lapse. Okay, so let's weave in the handle of our bag together. I'm going to weave it in the exact same way we did the sides. And just as I do this, I'm going to talk a little bit. So I realize that my tutorials won't ever be exactly like you see a regular crochet tutorial. They will have music, might have a joke or two, might have a meme, but that is my content, so I hope you enjoy that. So it's the first of the year, and I truly want to make this something that I do full time. And with that being said, excuse me, that means that if anybody is going to take me seriously, I have to be the first. And so I want to definitely take this more seriously and do this a little bit better than I did in 2024. And I'm doing that by making sure that this is, one of my priorities that I do on New Year's. Because you know what they say, whatever you're doing on New Year's, you're going to be doing all year long. So I want uploading to be a part of that. I love to crochet. Crocheting is not only a therapeutic thing for me, and a hobby, but it truly is a passion and art and being creative in general. And I know that my channel name is Honey Fever Crochet, which, shameless plug, you can find me on any social media under that. But my goal is honestly to innovate crochet and change the way we view crocheting and how we view teaching in general. And so yes, Honey Fever Crochet is the brand name, but don't just expect to see crochet all the time on this channel. This is a melting pot of everything that I enjoy doing. However, I will have a personal channel as well this year that'll go into a little more detail, where we have these personal talks and where we just do different things over there that are more fun, vlogs or whatever. But this channel is my main goal. And like I said, I host the live classes on TikTok. So I'm going to be raising money and selling my work a little bit more diligently so that I can afford a nicer computer. This year has been tough for me. It has not been the best year. And I think a lot of people are still recovering from things that have happened in the last, 4 years, I guess you could say. But with that being said, it has also been a blessing to literally just be alive, because there were times where I literally thought I was not going to live to see today, but yet here I am, and I'm incredibly thankful for that. And I'm thankful for anybody else that is also here. you did it, honestly, you know? And so with that being said, I would also love if you'll connect with me on different apps and just let me know what you want to see from me other than tutorials, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't like tutorials that much. I don't. But I'm going to start filming them in ways that bring me pleasure as well as teach, so that way I have a better want to even film this type of content, because again, and I'm just leaving in my hands, y'all, this isn't my type of content. I don't really care to do tutorials. I don't. I prefer to do all of this stuff like this live. It's just easier, honestly. But sometimes we do stuff we don't like, you know. It comes with the challenge of trying to change and trying to elevate yourself to be something else, or to put yourself in a different position. And I'm not super religious, I'm not super spiritual, but I believe that we all have a calling, and I know that mine has something to do with this here, be it on this platform or somewhere else, or just in general, because there's no way that a hobby like this could save my life and then not be within my calling. Yeah. But again, all these personal chats and crochet with me's will definitely be on my second channel, which will be linked in the bio. But for now, I would like to know, like, what do you guys want to see? Would you like me to do a crochet tutorial from scratch, like, you know, learning how to crochet, period, like from the absolute basics to something more intricate? I've been crocheting for 10 years, so I have a lot of no, you're lying. Sorry. I have a lot of different things under my belt. So there's that as well. But I am going to do, as somebody asked me to do basically, it's like a tip video. It's like, you know, I've been crocheting for this amount of years. Learn this from me type thing. So let me know if that's the type of stuff that you're interested in. But most importantly, find something you're passionate about this year, and please do that. And don't let anybody stop you from doing that. Those are my little words of encouragement. And I'm going to finish my bag here again on a time lapse. I love the time lapses because I can put music to them and you can crochet along with me, and I can extend them a little bit and slow them down so that you're able to keep up with me without having to constantly go back in a jump cut. But yep, that's it. I'm gonna stop rambling and I will see y'all tomorrow. I'll see you in a few days. Just know the video's coming. It's filmed. It's just coming. Okay. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on all my socials. And most importantly, remember that just because you don't feel like you're the brightest light in the room doesn't mean you're not shining somewhere. Bye. 'Cause baby, love is so real.